Hi, welcome to Rocket Metal Invasion. My name is Steve. Coming up on the show today, I'm doing Y&T and the album 10. So I guess this is a bit of a follow-up from the show I did last week when I did Y&T Contagious. So this album is actually their ninth studio album, so I'm not quite sure why they've called it 10. It doesn't have 10 songs on it. Maybe they're counting the live album. But anyway, it's called 10. And it was released in 1990 on Geffen Records. Actually recorded in 1989, but released in 1990. It's been one lineup change from the album, the previous album, Contagious. So Joey Alves has left the band, and he's been replaced by Steph Burns. Of course, Jimmy DeGrasso came in for Leonard Hayes on drums when they recorded Contagious. So yeah, otherwise the same lineup that had recorded Contagious. Steve Smith, who I think is from Journey, I think he does most of the drumming on this album. For whatever reason, Jimmy DeGrasso, I think it had something to do with the producer, Mike Stone, not wanting Jimmy DeGrasso to do the drums. So it's actually the studio recordings are mainly done by Steve Smith on drums. But yeah, Jimmy DeGrasso is officially the drummer in Y&T. And so the Storm Geffen, John Kolodner is trying to work his A&R magic again. Of course, he had a lot of success with Whitesnake and Aerosmith. So it didn't really work out with them for Contagious, but so they're trying again. This time I'd have to say they've actually going back to their sort of, sometimes I hear people say Y&T, they're kind of that meat and potatoes hard rock, and that, I think that's kind of true. They do the basic hard rock sound really well, and they kind of, it's a little less commercial on this album. They're kind of going back to that sound a little bit, but still retaining some aspects. Image-wise, they're still, trying to keep up to date with the image of bands like this. So on the back cover here, they've sort of got the leather jacket and the jeans look, which was kind of more the look now. The real glammy look was kind of had sort of faded away now, and they were going more for that look. They look really cool, I think. It's probably one of their better band photos there on the back cover, because they've had some interesting ones on the back cover. But they had a music video, but it is 1990, and I guess that's one of the questions that we might try and answer on the show today. Why wasn't it? It had another shot at it. Why was this one not a hit as well? Critically, I'd probably say some people may prefer this one because, like I said, it's going back to their older sound a little bit, while still retaining some elements that they had on Contagious. I know that Martin Popoff, I said he gave Contagious 0 out of 10. He must like 10 a little bit more, because he gave this one 1 out of 10. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the songs on the album. Now, just before actually I get going, I talked about Mike Stone. So he's the producer on this album. Now he's quite an interesting guy, because he's quite famous for producing Journey. I guess that's where the Steve Smith connection came in. Also Asia, and he was an engineer on a lot of the Queen albums as well. And I sort of know him from being a producer on the Rat album, Reach for the Sky. Although he doesn't finish the album, Beau Hill comes in to finish. And a similar thing happens, I think, with Whitesnake. So credited as a producer along with Keith Olsen on the Whitesnake album. But sadly he actually passed away early 2000, only 51 years of age, due to supposedly alcohol addiction. So so that's not a very happy story. But he actually originally was not going to be the producer for this album. My understanding is Ronnie Montrose was going to be the producer. In fact, they even wrote some songs with Ronnie, and you can hear those songs on the Unearthed collection. So there's two CDs, and they're called Unearthed Volume 1, Unearthed Volume 2, and it's basically a collection of demos and unreleased songs. Really good. The sound quality on those is fantastic. Almost like unreleased or forgotten Y&T albums. They're really the production, actually, the sound quality is very good. But anyway, you can hear those songs that they wrote with Ronnie Montrose. I think it's about 4 of those songs. You can hear them on one of those Unearthed collections. But anyway, for whatever reason, Ronnie Montrose does not produce this album, and there's no songs that they co-wrote with him on the album. But like I said, go check out Unearthed. All right, that's a bit of the background here. Let's talk about some of the songs. So first one up, Hard Times. This is a really cool way to start off the album. It's got a nice sort of guitar effect that starts the track. And the chorus is really catchy. In fact, for me, the chorus is the best part of the song. Really emotive vocals from Dave, and a really good album opener. So yeah, really like that one. Next song, Lucy. Yeah, not so happy with this one. It's kind of got a bit of a sort of old school rock and roll kind of vibe to it. Lots of background vocals. I can imagine it being a good song, maybe in a concert, crowd participation, because there's a lot of sort of, the background vocals could almost be the crowd participation part of it, I suppose. But talking about them going back to that basic sound, this is I think quite a basic song. A little bit surprising to see that one coming in as track 2 on the album. But there we go. I guess it is kind of catchy. Maybe they thought it had some hit potential. Now, talking of hit potential though, track 3, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. This is the one single that was released. There's a music video for it. This had heaps of hit potential. Really catchy song. It rocks, but it's not heavy. It seems to have everything about it that would make it a hit. It's written by Robert White Johnson and Taylor Rhodes, who had a song that they wrote together on Contagious called Bodily Harm. So they wrote that one. It's on the Contagious album, and they wrote this one. And yeah, this one gets chosen as a single. Great choice as a single. Like I say, not exactly sure why it wasn't more successful, other than the fact I think that things were changing. Even though it's 1990, there's still bands like Y&T having some success. The hair metal phase isn't over, but there's change coming, I think. And I think some people would hear a song like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark and think, it's catchy or whatever, it's okay. But I've heard a lot of these sort of songs before. Maybe that's part of the problem. But anyway, for me, I really like the song. I think it's a great song. I think it captures a lot of the elements that make Y&T a good band. It is commercial, but it's a well-written song, and I enjoy it. So it's a real good one for me. Just a shame it's track 3. I think they should have put that one as the second track. Girl Crazy, not crazy about this one. I don't know what it is. Y&T, when they have a song with crazy in it, because I didn't like The Kid Goes Crazy on Contagious either. But so I pretty much skipped this one. City, now that's the next track. This is an interesting one. Al Pitrelli, who had a co-write on the previous album Contagious with Temptation, he has a co-write on this one, and it's not a bad song. It's kind of got some Cinderella vibes for me. It's kind of bluesy, kind of a bluesy rocker. Not bad, but I have to say I think Cinderella do this kind of stuff better. So for me it's okay. And the last song on side 1 is Coming From the Rain, which I guess is it's a bit of a power ballad or mid-tempo sort of song. Steph Burns has this is his only songwriting credit on the album. It's okay, but it's 6 minutes long. I thought it was a little bit too long. And I think you could say it's a power ballad, but that one of the problems with Y&T is they never really had a really good ballad that got released as a single that could have given them that big hit. And I don't, obviously this wasn't released as a single, but even if it had been, I don't think this was the hit song. So now we go to side 2. Side 1. Okay, a couple of one really great song, I think, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and one good song with Hard Times. So side 2 opens up with Red Hot and Ready, and I can imagine this is this is Y&T, kind of standard sort of hard rock song. It's okay, but for me, it's album filler, and maybe if it was at the end of the album, but at the start of side 2, I wasn't so impressed with that one. But now it's going to start getting good, at least for me, in my opinion. She's Gone, my favorite song on the album, maybe my favorite Y&T song. That's how much I love this song. Played it to death back in the day, just would put it on repeat, play it again. I love the way the guitars and the drums work in together at the start, real kick-ass way to start the song. And then, Dave comes in with his vocals, awesome. No one talks about this song. It's such a great song. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I love the song. It's my go-to song on the album. But we're about to encounter 3 great songs in a row, which is good because the album kind of needed it. Next song after She's Gone, Let It Out. Now, this is Jeff Paris and Moon Cahoon, which is a funny name, isn't it? Moon Cahoon co-write. So Y&T had nothing to do with the songwriting on this song, but it's another great song. Jeff Paris, of course, known for writing with Mr. Big and Vixen. Moon Calhoun is probably best known as the vocalist in the Michael Thompson Band. But yeah, I think this could have been a good second single, actually. Really has hit potential. It's not a heavy song, but really catchy. And yeah, I really love this one. And I also really like the next one, 10 Lovers. Now, this one, when I heard it, I think, you'd think, oh, this is another outside songwriter song, because it's very commercial. It seems well constructed, really well constructed song, but it's actually written by Phil Kennemore. Phil Kennemore, sole songwriter on that one, and really great song. Love that one. So that's 3 awesome songs in a row. Again, not a heavy song, but really well crafted song. Really good song. So yeah, this album has picked up big time with those 3 good songs in a row. Dips a little bit with Going Off the Deep End. I get it. That had some sort of a couple of mid-tempo songs. I wanted to go back to a rocker. It's okay. It's all right. Album filler though again. The last song, Surrender, really good hard rocker to finish it off with. Nice melodic chorus, good guitar work. And yeah, rather than at the end of the album, I probably would have liked this somewhere else on the album. I think it's much better than some of the other songs. Some of the other heavier songs on the album, or heavy songs on the album. It's one of my favorites. So ends with a good song, started with a good song. Hard Times, Surrender, those are both good songs. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, She's Gone, great songs. Also 2 other good great songs for me, Let It Out and 10 Lovers. So you've got at least for me there's at least 6 good or great songs on the album, but granted it's got 12 songs on it, so that means there's 6 that are just so-so or not that good. I think that's the thing. They could have probably taken a couple of songs off. 12 songs, maybe a bit much. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Don't like it as much as Contagious, but I do like it because what I do like, I really like. I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. And yeah, like I say, a bit of a mixed bag, but what I do like, I really like. Some good songs on there. All right, so there we go. That's my sort of review of Y&T and 10. And their final album, of course, on Geffen. All right, let me know in the comments. They had some nice comments when I did Contagious. What do you think about this album? What do you think about Y&T? Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you later. All right, see ya.